You should not be regulated right now. This is not the time for regulation. In order to get kind of regulated, you'd most likely have to dissociate to some degree. And while sometimes dissociation is a way that we have to survive an immediate crisis, you do not need to be forcing to override your nervous system. I had a conversation with my 11-year-old last night in which we talked about what's going on. And I said, this is not a normal way of life. This is not just how Dad and I want to operate in the world now. We're not just going to be gone for hours at a time, walking, like going around the neighborhood, trying to keep people safe, going to protest, going to meetings. This is not how we want to just operate now. This is a crisis right here in the Twin Cities. This is a crisis response. And that really helped her, because I think after it had been going on for about 3 weeks now at this level, it started to feel like this was our new normal. And so I explained to her that this is not, that ICE was present in November and December, and Dad and I were doing some of these things, but at a much smaller scale, because it wasn't happening at the scale that it's happening right here, right now. And I need you to know that too. You are feeling like it's an emergency because it is an emergency. If you are being told by anyone that you should step away from the news or take a little break or whatever, that is unhelpful information. Yes, you need to care for yourself, but you need to trust your nervous system. And if you have CPTSD or PTSD, this is going to be a particularly difficult time. And you do need to do whatever you can to care for your nervous system. But expecting yourself to feel regulated in an emergency is expecting the impossible. It is asking you to override and dissociate for some time. And that long-term is not helpful. You're kicking the can down the road. I also want to add that it is not a sign of emotional maturity or wisdom to be calm. You might be calm in this particular moment, and that's fine, but you pointing out or thinking that you are somehow morally or emotionally or whatever superior to others because they are acting more emotionally is just internalized white supremacy and patriarchy. It's just messaging you've received that being more mature means not expressing emotion, or not, that means not being strong in some way. So an example of this is like my family members who are MAGA, who are like, you're overreacting, you're being so emotional, right? Or implying that, and this has happened for clients as well. That's a tactic of white supremacy and patriarchy to keep you from expressing and pointing out a problem. It's meant to keep you small. It's meant to keep you traumatized. It's meant to keep your behavior in line, essentially. So I just want to validate that if you're feeling disconnected, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling intense grief, if you're feeling paralyzed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if your sleep is disrupted, if your body feels out of sync, these are all human responses to an emergency. Okay? But we're in this together. We're going to sing. We're going to show up. We're going to write about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hug. We're going to continue to talk to our neighbors and bring things and receive things and keep each other safe. Stay safe, stay strong.